Daniel Findling with Findling Law and thedivorceguy.com, and welcome to the Michigan Divorce Education Series. And in this topic, we're going to talk about the importance, or lack thereof, for filing for divorce first. Let's get started. So does it matter who files for divorce first? Oftentimes, lawyers will say yes, but remember, a lawyer is in the business of filing for divorce. So sometimes their answer is built around the notion that they want to sign up a client. But what's the real answer? When is it important to file first, and when does it not matter? Well, let's start out with the following notion. In most circumstances, it does not matter who files for divorce first. That's right, it doesn't matter. If somebody files for divorce, you can always file a counterclaim for divorce. And in fact, you may have saved yourself some money by letting the other party file first because there's a filing fee and service of process fee. Why should you spend the money if they're going to do it for you? I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but there are times when filing for divorce first matters. It is important in certain circumstances. Certainly not all circumstances, but in many. Well, there are circumstances when filing for divorce first is important, where it does matter. There are certain legal protections that can be obtained by filing for divorce first. For example, a mutual restraining order against property transfer, or maybe a status quo order or interim custody orders. And we're going to explore what these orders are in the following slides. But there's also another non-legal reason, an emotional reason why filing first may be important to you. Remember, when parties go through a divorce, there are really two roads that they're traveling. The legal road, how do we divide their assets and liabilities, what do we do with children, what about support, and so forth. And the emotional road. I want to be proactive. I don't want to have him or her file for divorce first and me respond. I want to divorce him or her. Being proactive is sometimes important from an emotional component. Now, it may not matter legally, but to understand that you're no longer going to take it anymore, that you're filing for divorce, that you're not going to be a victim, or that you're going to take a stance. From an emotional perspective, it's often very important, and it would be foolish to ignore that consideration. Let's now take a closer look at the legal protections that are provided by filing first. If you have concerns that one party may liquidate the marital estate, that is, sell their 401k, take cash that you'll never find, encumber property, whatever the case may be, sometimes transferring assets to another family member during the divorce proceeding, by filing first, you can obtain an ex parte order, that is an order without the other party. Because remember, you filed for divorce, they don't necessarily know about it yet. And then when you give them the divorce complaint, there's an order that says neither husband or wife can sell, encumber, or transfer assets during the divorce proceeding without the consent of the other party. That's called a mutual restraining order regarding property transfer and preservation of the marital estate. Now, let's say that you did not file first, that the other party filed first and they failed to get an ex parte mutual restraining order regarding property transfer and preservation of the marital estate entered with the court. You can file a motion and get one entered later, but there is a time frame where there's exposure. So sometimes it's important to file for divorce first if you have real legitimate concerns that one party may sell, encumber, or transfer assets when they learn about the divorce. A second type of ex parte order, or order that's entered typically when you're representing the dependent spouse and filing first, is an order to protect against financial abuse. That is, the primary wage earner, often in response to a filing of divorce, may say, I'm no longer going to give you access to the credit cards, I'm no longer going to pay the mortgage or the utilities, your cell phone bill, whatever the case may be. By filing first, we get an order that says, both husband and wife shall maintain the financial status quo and continue to pay bills in the same manner as they have in the past, continue to provide access to cash, and so forth. That is, we want no major changes financially taking place just because you filed for divorce. Now, once again, if the other party files for divorce and doesn't get this order entered, we can get an order entered afterwards by filing a motion, but that would be sometime later, and by that time maybe some damage has been done. You were without cash or whatever the case may be for some period of time. So you can avoid this frustration by obtaining the financial status quo order and filing first. There are also 9 financial reasons why you may want to file first and get an ex parte order. For example, custody. Let's say that you're involved in a case when you're concerned that your spouse may flee to a foreign country. By filing first and obtaining an ex parte order for even joint custody, you would prohibit that other spouse from traveling with the child outside of the country. In addition, if you have concerns that the child or the children, as the case may be put in harm's way because of the conduct or actions of the other party, you might want to pursue an ex parte, that is, without the other party at the time you file, interim child custody order. Now, once again, if you don't file first, can you get these orders afterwards? The answer is absolutely yes. But these are limited circumstances when a party has real concerns that something may happen if we don't get an order right away. And in fact, if we tell them about it beforehand, right, the damage may be done. So in certain circumstances, when child custody concerns arise, it is sometimes important to file first to get an order put in place to provide the protection that you and your family deserve. When we look at the Michigan divorce process, the first step in filing for divorce is to prepare and file a complaint for divorce and ex parte orders. And the ex parte orders that we described, the mutual restraining order regarding property transfer and preservation of the marital estate, number 1, the financial status quo order requiring both husband and wife to continue to contribute towards financial obligations during the divorce proceeding is the second example, and of course ex parte interim orders regarding custody and parenting time. In those circumstances, it's often important to file first. But also remember that there may be an emotional basis for filing first, because you want to be the individual who is proactive and not reactive. I'm Daniel Findling with Findling Law on thedivorceguy.com. I want to thank you for spending this time with me learning a little bit about the importance of filing first. It's inevitable that you may have questions, and if you do, I want to encourage you to contact me. My phone number is 248-399-3300. You can also reach us on our toll-free number, 877-YOUR-FIRM, 877-YOURFIRM. I want to invite you to visit our blog at thedivorceguy.com and also our YouTube channel. Thank you.